Hey there. How are you? This is going to be one that many people won't think of for leaders, and it's something we're amazing at. It is something that having a connection with is only going to make you stronger and stronger and stronger. This is our third eye. This is our silent inner knowing. This is those intuitive nudges. Locks in the core collection. I did a separate video for those of you that are really into the spirit realm with your spirit guides, your animal spirit guides, and really wanted some more on that. That thing to say, the question to ask, the person to call, the place to go at the time, the turn to take at the stoplights. This is those nudges that say, wait, hold, now go. This is knowing that you know what you need to know, knowing that you know what you need to know when you need to know it. This is not requiring it to make sense here in human realm. This is trusting timing. Those of us that are leaders are really good figure outers and can figure it out and fill the space. And that's not always the thing. This is where the new happens. This is where that magic happens. This is where you've said, hey, I have this desire. I want it to feel this way. This is where you imagine what that could actually feel like, actually look like. Were you imagining it being true? And then allowing yourself to receive those nudges. Some people feel it like a breeze. Some people feel it like a leaning in, a leaning back. Some people have full on intuitive hits. Some people will see one option if they hold them both in their mind brighter or darker than another one. Some will see them bolder. Some will feel heavier or darker. Have that awareness of how you speak to you and allow that to guide you. So that's one big piece of this is owning that silent intuition, owning that inner knowing, those intuitive nudges. Many of the greats that we think of credit their intuition. Yes, we are healthcare providers, and sometimes that leads us to ask a question, that leads us to look a place. It's your gut, it's trusting your gut. Here's the other piece of this, and where this is so important for leaders is your imagination. This is your imagination. This is your imagination. You've done this. You're really good at this. Imagining how it could look if if they would just. How many times have you said that? Help me help you. Help me help you. I have this idea. It's going to take not 30 seconds and it's going to make you, for me, it was 250,000 at one practice. We had nothing to do with the billing in the position that I was at, but I wondered and I raised the question one day to see if they were using a particular modifier for a procedure. They weren't. They went back and rebuilt them all, and it ended up being $250,000 that I made a rural hospital system practice about 20 years ago that they were missing. Getting an extra circle, putting an extra modifier on a procedure that they were already doing. They just weren't giving themselves credit for. This matters, people. It seems woo-woo. This is the one that seems intangible. But you're not going to take the action and do the expression if you can't imagine it. Now, releasing it from needing to make sense to your human brain, holding that space, this is what we do, this is how I've always done it. And then you realize, oh my God, I've always done that because that one person in third grade said, that you can't do it like that, that you shouldn't do that, that you should do this, that that's better. And you realize that you don't agree with that anymore. But you haven't quite figured out how that looks in real life for you. Know that you know what you need to know right now. Allow that to drop in to that inner knowing. Know that you know what you need to know right now. You put that question out there, you will answer it for you. Maybe it's in a movie. Maybe it's in a song. Maybe it's a passerby that says something. Or maybe it just drops into your imagination and all of a sudden you kind of see it. Now, I see in pictures. I remember in pictures, I think in pictures, not everybody does that, but it comes in for you. And the next time that situation arises, maybe you have this, oh, I'm going to ask that. Oh, I wonder about. And then you ask that patient that. You say that thing to your coworker, to your partner, to your colleague. Doesn't make sense, but you come to trust you. This is that inner knowing. This is trusting you, knowing that you know what you need to know right now. Imagining that practice with what you know right now. Right? This part is going to change. This imagination part, the details are going to change because you will add pieces and add pieces and add pieces and then subtract pieces. And then you have another awareness and then you think of another way and then you imagine another way. And then eventually all of these separate ideas, seemingly separate things get woven together and it becomes your thing. And then it becomes your way. Allow yourself to imagine it without getting attached to it. Now you attach to how you want to feel. We talked about this is that desire. And then you take the steps toward that. Allowing yourself to imagine along the way without having to figure it out, without having to know everything right now, without having to have every step laid out. You're going to take the next step and you're going to take the next step and you're going to say the next yes, yes, the next yes, and the next yes, and say yes to the next thing. Allow your imagination to wander. I wonder how it could be more fun and make more money. I wonder how it could be easier and more fun. I wonder how we could streamline this. And allow it to come up. Allow that behind the scenes part of you to bring you those answers when it's time for those answers. I know you could do this. You're bringing things in, like I said, from the unknown. You're not going to have seen it before. It's going to have to happen first in your imagination. You won't have seen it here before. It's going to happen first in your imagination. You are creating the new. You are leading the new. Allow yourself to imagine it. We'll see you soon.